What is good, TPA Podcast? It's your boy Big Holla. We are back with another podcast. I got a special guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's good, guys? Shout out to Holla Gang, bro. It's your boy, Trueey Trey, man. We in the building. Yeah.
How did you get your name, Trueey Trey?
All right. So people love asking me this question, and it's two parts. The first part is during middle school, heading into high school, I wore a lot of True Religion.
Okay. Balling.
Yeah. And then the second part of it was I used to think I was always right. Like, I was the person that tried to tell females, nah, you're wrong. You know, this is the truth. And they were like, oh, he's always trying to speak the truth. And stuff like that. So literally, that's where they got it from.
Okay.
And my middle name is Trey.
Okay.
So Trueey Trey.
So what are you into these days?
Well, right now, what's popping off is sneakers. Obviously, that's what I mainly do. But what's blown that out the water is crypto. Just, investing in the right coins. Also more Airbnb, and shout out to my younger brother. His name is Dabu. Y'all check him out. He's a dancer, and because he's so talented, we've been able to throw some of the best dance events in Atlanta called The Smoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said crypto, shoes, and what was the last one?
Management over at dancer.
Oh, Airbnb is in management. So
yeah.
we'll start with shoes because that's where I met you. You know what I'm saying? So what got you into shoes? Like, what was the entry level into that?
All right. So I'm originally from London. My parents are from London. So what people don't understand is outside the American culture, shoes aren't like getting your first pair of J's is not like a thing outside of the American culture. Inside of it, it's a thing. So I'm going to school, I'm wearing just regular shoes, regular Nikes. Everyone's wearing Jordans. And during that time, my parents weren't paying $200 or $180 for some sneakers. So fast forward, I eventually got my first pair of J's. Shout out to my cousin. And then this is the story I tell everybody. I hit on the Yeezy supply, and I got the Pirate Black 350s.
Okay.
During that time, I was going for $1,000. I was a manager at Zaxby's, and one of my homeboys was like, yo, come to SneakerCon. And I'm like, what is SneakerCon? End up going in there. Soon as I walk in the door, I have the Pirate Black Yeezys like held like this. Some Indian guy, all gold chains, like 4 or 5 gold chains, gold rings. He said, how much? And I'm like, and then he was like, 1,000. And I'm like, he's like, 2,000. I'm like, and then he ended up giving me $2,500 for that one.
How much did you pay for those?
It was retail. I hit
$220.
Yeah.
Wow.
So once I saw that, I realized like, wow. Well, mind you, I'm 17, manager at Zaxby's. I'm making good money, and I wasn't paying bills at the time. But when I saw the flip in sneakers, I was like, nah, I got to get onto it. And then from then, that's how I jumped into it.
So how much sneaker knowledge did you have to get? Because obviously, like, you have to know, like, what shoes are going to resell for a good value. How much did it take you to study the game to, like, kind of figure out that niche, to know how to navigate that market?
Well, so to be completely transparent, I found once I sold that, I just typed in YouTube sneaker game, and I stumbled upon Unbreakable Kicks, stumbled upon Scoop 208, and then I just used to watch some of my friends that I used to go to school with. They had like Kobe 8 systems. One of my friends used to wear the Yeezys from Nike. So when Kanye was working with Nike, and I saw how those shot up, so I just researched. The good thing about our generation compared to other generations is we have YouTube. So
yeah,
it's not really an excuse. Any answer you need, like, oh, what is crypto? Or, oh, what is NFT? You could type it in YouTube.
Yeah, figure it out. But the bad thing though is you could run across like pages that don't know what they're talking about.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
then you be stuck in the high hill. Yeah. But anyway, so you found Unbreakable Kicks. So your first hit was on Yeezy Supply.
Yeah.
What was like? Did I know coming off that high, you're like, bro, I just made $220 or $2,200.
Yeah.
Right? I capped that. Going into like your next pair of shoes, sometimes you could get like a miss expectation of like, dang, I'm about to be rich tomorrow.
No, that's exactly what happened. And one thing about me, I've always been good with money, so I always saved. I was very, very frugal. But yes, 100%. Heading into next sneakers, not knowing, accidentally buying fakes or things like that. That's just normal. So it's a part of the game. So of course it slowed down. Every single shoe wasn't this thousand. But honestly, I felt like that was just a blessing in disguise because I think the next purchase I hit was on the sneakers app, which was the Black History Month Kevin Durant's. It was like a KD6, and they didn't sell for that much. So I just stayed consistent. And over time, you start learning things. You start learning what backdooring is. You start learning what a manager could do at Foot Locker and all that stuff. So that's what started happening.
How many managers you got on payroll?
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Back in the day, when I was single, what I would do is I would like flirt with these female managers, take them out on dates, and then they would be like, "Yo, let me hold you a shoe," and they'll hold 2-3 shoes, bro. So
man is a demon.
Say if you have 5 female managers, that's 10 pairs of shoes you just got. And you have to remember, recently, do you remember that kid that was using the Nike employee card?
His mom's, yeah.
Exactly. So before that, the managers were smooth. Like the rules, the negotiations, everything in Foot Locker was smooth. It's like if that was your man's or if you knew that woman, they could hook you up. Now it's totally different. Everything's raffled off and stuff like that.
So, like, taking managers out, did you have to pay, like, a cap on top of the shoe also?
That's why I purposely said dates. It's because, like, when you give the girl the idea that I like you, I respect you, and, maybe get their nails done and their toes done, what cap do you need to do? So that's what happened, right? If I want to be completely honest, that's really what sparked me. Is like, because personally, I didn't have a car at 18, 19, so I wasn't able to drive to every single mall. I was getting picked up, and they would be like, yo, I got some leftover shadows or leftover this, and they would give it to me, and I'm like, bet.
That is so, and that's so one of the, because I know a lot of people, they'll do deals with people inside the store, like, I'll give you 25 on top of each shoe, depending on the release, if it's like something that got a little bit more popularity.
Yeah, like $40, $50.
You know what I'm saying? But you was out here.
I ain't have it like that, guys. I did not have it like that. But one thing I did understand is that females like nice things. So that's what I try to do.
Hey, even exchanging the world, you know what I'm saying? My man was out here doing this thing. So now hitting on like Sneakers app or Yeezy Supply, especially like on a hype shoe, could be very hard. How do you navigate, you know what I'm saying, your customer clientele base and actually hitting on sneakers?
So back then, it was just customers are going to stay with you if you're consistent. That's just a fact. So I was not consistent. I did not have customers like that. I just had whatever I had, and then if it sell, usually I relied on sneaker events to sell all my shoes. Now I'm able to sell shoes during that time. So to fast forward is the bots, bro. That's what really happened.
Got you a bot?
Yes, I got myself a bot, and the bot, nothing's guaranteed in life, but you just have a higher chance. Certain sites, not to go into depth, but certain sites are a smack, and then other sites are just like, maybe.
Now, when you say smack for the layman out there, what does that mean?
So certain sites that they have 0 bot protection. So if at 10 o'clock I'll go on the site and it instantly says sold out, it's because the bot literally hit for 20 and 30 pairs, and now I got 20 and 30 pairs coming to my crib, so now I can sell to these customers. Whereas a couple years ago,
you are the reason.
Yes. Yeah, sadly, bro, that's the aim of the game, man. Even with like Telfair bags, bro, it's like it's the aim of the game, man. It's the sad truth.
How did you go about getting a bot?
So basically, like you were saying, there's times where you have to remember it. During this time, I'm enjoying my job. At the same time, I'm like, can I live off of this? I don't know. So I'm thinking like, yo, how am I going to hit? There's those times where people would stand. I know sometimes with you Snipe, you would get on the sneakers app and you're like, did I hit? And people really get depressed. Now, me personally, I've had moments where I'm sick to my stomach because I would see on StockX or GOAT to go from $160 to $1,000.
Yeah.
So I started I was like, okay, you either beat them or join them. And manually, I wasn't able to beat them. So I took a little bit of investment money, what I saved, spoke to this dude, and he took computer science, and he just know how to bot. And that's what I did.
So somebody builds a bot for you?
Yeah. So basically, what it is, they is web programming and what they do. I forgot the word they use. Proxies. They use proxies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how they're able to you computerize like, oh, this is a person. That's why they use the little caches, is like to see if you're a human. They make you click on certain pictures, all that. But not all websites have that. So if you pay attention to certain websites, you know what I'm talking about, and those are the websites that will allow you to get multiple sneakers.
So like when you use a bot, are you aiming for like certain sizes, or like does it just pick what's available?
Correct. So depending on what bot you have, you could choose all sizes or specific sizes. So here's a little cheat code. You never want to choose all sizes.
Why?
Because there's certain, when you understand the sneaker game, there's certain sizes that are not going to sell good. For example, if your bot hit on 20 pairs of 4Ys, which is a 4 youth, if I want to be completely honest, a lot of people don't wear a 4Y. Mostly it's Hispanic girls that be wearing 4Ys.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
so 4Y, you want to stay away from that. Also, bots may pick up size 15 and 16s. How many people do you know wear size 15 and 16?
But the ones who don't, the ones who do, they be paying bread for their shit.
Exactly. So I do have a customer that wears size 15. So, but the main sizes you'll learn in the sneaker community is size 9 through. It used to be size 9 through 10 and a half, but now it's size 9 through 12, and then 6Y and 7Y is the hot sellers.
Bro, I wear size 9.5, bro.
Yeah.
Luckily, I hit on the Jubilees, right? But every other shoe that I wanted, I could never hit.
Exactly.
Never.
Because that's the majority. The average height of a man is 5'10". The average shoe size of a man is size 9 to 9 to 10 and a half. So that's what it's always gone.
Do you ever like see your friends like trying to go for sneakers online and like just laugh at them like, ha, y'all should have had a bot, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, truth be told, that was me. That was me back then. So I don't even laugh. I'm just being transparent. I don't even laugh. I used to go through the same exact pain, but because I wanted to make it a business, I had to make a business decision.
So is a bot a easy thing to, because you said you found somebody who did like computer science, right? If somebody were to go today and like try to find a bot, do you think like finding somebody to do it is easy? Is there like
No. And that's what people fail to realize. You lose a lot of money in the bot, like initial investment, because you have to understand the website. You have to understand what's going to hit. If you notice, most new apps, like the Flex app or the Sneakers app, like for example, let's just say a pair of shoes come out, right? And usually on the Sneakers app, it will just say buy now. But next you know, as soon as it drops, it says draw open.
Yeah.
So now you thought that you was going to use your bot to do all the buy nows, but the reality is now it's a raffle base because it's a draw. So now you're using bot placement, which you're using your money, and then it don't hit.
Oh, so like you don't just buy a bot and that's all you pay for it.
No, bro, you better have a good credit card. You better have a good you better have good capital. You gotta have good capital, good credit card, and then certain sites, they're very, very specific where if they notice that it's the same card or the same address, they're gonna decline your order. Yeah, it's deep, man. It's deep. This is free game for anyone that wants to jump into it, but like I said, it's very expensive. But once, like for example, Yeezy slides. Let me ask you, how much do you think a pair of Yeezy slides are?
Retail, they're like $90, right?
Okay, you see what you just said? Yeezy slides are $60. Have you not seen resellers sell them for $200, $250?
Yeah.
Exactly. So the point I'm making is most people don't even know the prices of the sneaker. But just imagine if that bot hits 30 pairs of Yeezy slides and then you sell them all for $200 each. That's 140 profit. So those are the days you get your money back. Now you're good. But the days where you don't hit at all, you just, like most bots, they range from $4,000 to $8,000.
And that's like a one-time use.
If the person doesn't know how to use it correctly, and yeah, it could be a one-time use.
So like you're paying $4,000 for like 30 hits.
Nah, if I'm gonna pay $4,000, the person that is running the bot has to understand how it works with the website.
Okay.
Yeah, with certain websites, like I said, they do bot protection, so that bot would be running great for 3-4 months, and the next thing you know, you have to get a new bot. So, but let's just say during that time, usually February, March, April, Jordan Brand doesn't drop super heat. They wait till winter, which is December, no, Christmas time, and then they wait till summertime and spring collection. So let's just say during your January, February, March, no heat drops. You just wasted $4,000 because you're not hitting anything.
Yeah.
So that's how that works.
So like shoes that like Travis Scott collabs, you can hit on those also?
Yes. Certain, like I said, certain sites. Bro, don't you ever, and this is what used to very, very irritate me. So I don't hit on the sneakers app. I go on social media. A week later, you see this white kid, or you see this Asian kid, or you see some type of, usually it's not even the black kids. I'm not gonna say anything. Maybe it's just they have a bigger credit card, but you see them standing around a whole bunch of sneakers.
150 pair.
Okay.
Yeah, crazy.
So there you go. Like, why does he have 100 pairs of Travis Scotts?
Yeah. Yeah, true. Okay. But see, I always thought like those kids were like the kid who was connected to Nike. I just assumed like all of them had like insider. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know people was hitting on bots like
guys,
that.
It's the bots, guys. You be seeing 200, 300 pairs of Yeezy slides, and you see that one white kid standing there like, it's the bots, guys.
That is it.
Yeah.
I see people try to get it out of the mud. Shout out Retro Rico. That's my guy.
Yeah, shout out
you
to
know
my
what I'm
boy.
saying?
Shout out to my boy.
He be on the move.
Every mall. And I used to do that in the early stages, but like I said, guys, I wasn't driving at 17, 18, 19. I wasn't driving during those times. So if you are privileged to drive enough, you could go, they use the phrase loop. So you start from this mall, you end up in this mall, you end up in this mall. Then throughout the day, you'll finish with 10, 12 pairs of sneakers. So shout out to them. But when you don't start with a car, or you're not tapped in, or you don't know the manager at this person, you're not able to do that.
So do you use bots for other items also?
Not like the Telfar Fair bags. I feel like it was a 3-month phase. But other than that, it's just really sneakers.
So how much are Telfar bags reselling for? Because they're the lowest one is like 75, right?
Yeah. Some people could sell it up to $250. The big bags, maybe $350, $400.
So the profit margin is nowhere close to like sneakers.
Nah, the profit margin is big. Honestly, we live like, depending on where you live, like we live in Atlanta, and shout out to the women in Atlanta. There's a lot of rich women in Atlanta. Georgia State produces a lot of rich black women.
Yes.
And they just like spending money on materialistic things. So
do you ever like look at like the people that, because you say that like materialistic, have you ever like somebody agreed to a price and you just think like, I would never pay this for
all the time, man. There's like a couple of my clientels, shout out to them. They have it flowing. They have the money flowing, and sometimes the price would be $300 on StockX, and they'll pay $400, and I'm like, all right, appreciate you.
Yeah.
I personally I went through a phase where I'm like, and this is what happens with everybody and this is what I tell people too. Just because you look at something, you're like, y'all never pay for that. If you have 10 million in your account, the circumstances change. So what I would say is like, back then when shoes used to come out, I'm like, I would never spend 200 on this shit. Then it went to, I'll never spend 500 on this shit. Then it went to et cetera, et cetera. But then you start realizing, you start tracing back and realizing like, is it really worth it if I'm going to wear it one time or two times?
Yeah, I knew I started getting money when I started going to the movie theater, and I was like, I'll get some popcorn today. You know what I'm saying? That's when I knew I had some bread. But so what was your biggest like sale that you had? So clearly you had the one that you got for $225 retail and you resold for $2,500. But what was your biggest like profit, or was that it?
Nah. So like you said, shout out to my boy Retro Rico. My first time ever in Chicago, that man put me under his wing. We started looping, and it was during All-Star weekend, right before the pandemic, right after Kobe died. Rest in peace, Kobe, because that's the reason why I really went. I went there because in my head I was thinking I was going to meet Kobe. But anyway, All-Star weekend, a whole bunch of shoes came out. Off-White 5s came out. There was a pack. I forgot the name of the pack. But it was some Jordan 1s that ended up being the flight ship pack ended up being $2,500 for 2 pairs of shoes. There was so many shoes that came out. Fair God had some stuff. Joe Fresh Goods had some New Balances that I've held for 2 years now. Now they're at $1,000. So that weekend, running around with Rico, running around with Unbreakable and Sniper Jones, that was my biggest weekend ever in sneakers, and that's what made me kept doing it.
So like with that flow of clientele, obviously, like you nodded to like having a girlfriend, right? And I know like there's other industries where people sell things. We'll just put it like that. And usually girls try to finagle their way into cheaper products or free products. You know what I'm saying? Does that ever happen to you?
If I want to be completely honest, no. I'm 100% a businessman, and I've always lived by don't mix business with emotions. So I'm the type of dude.
My God, you know what I'm saying? W theory right there.
Yeah, I'm the type of person that like, oh, this is the price. If you don't want to buy it, then it's okay. You can find someone else. You're not going to try and finesse me for a different price. But obviously, if it's a trade, like, oh, I got $1,000 sneaker. They have a MacBook. We could trade. But trust me, I ain't touching nobody over shoes.
Yeah, facts.
It's crazy.
So how often do you get into negotiations with people over what your price is?
Honestly, I base my price off of relationships. First couple of times, I'm going to charge you what I would normally charge, but then I lower it because I'm not greedy. That's another issue in the sneaker community that I want to voice out. The sneaker community is very greedy.
Facts.
Very greedy. There's no reason why if you got a shoe for $200 and you are charging $400 and the person said, oh, I can only pay $340, why are you tripping over the $60? So that's the type of person I am.
Well, okay, I do agree with that, right? But one time, you know what I'm saying, the guy, he sold other things, right? And I was talking to him about his ideology of his business because he was like a strict, like, this is my price all the time, right? And what he told me is he got in an argument with this dude, and the dude was like, bro, it's just $20. And he said, if it's just $20, then you pay it. So you get into that too, but I think it's good to like lower your, because you want your clientele to be happy.
It's relationship over money every single time. Now, in my head, just like you said, it's just $20. In my head, how I look at it is, okay, if I don't get the $20 from here, I'm going to get it somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's just how I look at it.
And like that good experience that person has, because word of mouth is more valuable than everything.
That's 100% facts, man. People really would, like the phrase, what, spite your nose, cut your face to spite your nose or something like that. People would do that over $20, $40, $50. Oh, I'm not moving. I'm $290 firm. Like, nah.
Have you ever, what was the biggest loss you ever took in a sneaker game?
Oh, nah. I've been scammed and I've been robbed before. When I first started, I was robbed at I had no choice. Yeah, the story's kind of crazy.
Go ahead, tell us the story. You know what I'm saying?
So my first time ever, I just started driving. I think I was 20 years old. And this guy, I had a pair, my granddad, I was born in London. So my granddad, he has a couple connections. And he got me a pair of Balenciagas. I got the Balenciagas. And I only wore them a couple times. And I couldn't fit them no more. So this guy on OfferUp, y'all be safe and be careful on OfferUp. He was like, yo, bro, let me cop the Balenciagas. I got 1,000 for you, which I was super excited. I'm like, I bet.
How much did they go for?
I think they were like maybe 500, but I wore them 3 times. And I showed on OfferUp, you show all the pictures. So the fact that I was getting 1,000 for one shoe, I was like, okay, bet. But I started realizing he was very like forceful, or he was pressing. Like he was like, yo, when can we meet? When can we meet? Now, mind you, I don't have a car. I was using my mom's car, so I had to schedule around her. Finally got her car. I'm like, yo, we can meet today. This guy pulls up. Fast forward, we're at the gas station. And so he comes to the door, and I'm already there. So he pulls up, and he says, yo, only got 300 for you. And I was like,
hold up. So this is a shoe that costs $500.
Yeah.
He offered 1,000 and said, I got 300. Crazy.
He comes to the door. He said, yo, only got 300 for you. And I'm like, well, nah, I'm not selling it. And he was like, yeah, you're going to sell it. And once I turned, I looked back, he was in like a van. 4 dudes come out the van. And four dudes come out the van, and this guy has the gun in his pocket, and he just basically waving at me. And I was like, all right. And I gave it to him. He actually still gave me the money, $300. He still gave it to me.
What?
So he still gave me the money, and I'm not gonna lie, I started shaking. They drove off. I head straight home, went in my room. I didn't tell my parents because they always told me that, yo, don't do sneaker meetups by yourself, all that extra stuff. So I just started crying, and it gave me that drive to like want to go harder. So from that point on, that's when I took my business serious, and I do correct meetups, meet in the right perfect location and stuff like that.
Because that's how I actually started getting money. I started flipping iPhones on Craigslist.
Yeah.
So I used to have to meet up with people all the time. I don't think my parents even knew I did it. Well, no, they did know I sold iPhones.
Yeah.
Because I was the reason they had iPhones, right?
Yeah.
But I used to flip like when the 3GS came out, I was flipping like 2s and 3s, and my parents had to take me downtown one time, but I made sure I always met up in like a Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Something like that, because you're not catching. And like one time, I remember it was like this, it was crazy. It was like an Asian family. The woman, it looked like a movie, like a Rush Hour movie, bro.
Okay.
She walked up, you know what I'm saying? It's like 4 dudes in suits for an iPhone.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So, bro, I waited like 30 minutes before I left Dave and Buster's. I was not trying to get caught slipping. But I know a couple people who have stories like that with like meetups gone wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when that happened, it just made me open my eyes. Like, okay, now you got to be more safe. You got to pay attention. Because honestly, as a scammer, somebody that's going to rob you, they really show you, like, unless you're some elite 5-star scammer, they really show you in the messages, screen, or on a phone call that they're really about to scam you and finesse you.
Yeah.
They really show you if you pay attention to detail.
So what details would you tell people, like, look out for this?
So what I would say is anybody that is pressing. So for example, if I respond and be like, yo, I got the shoe for sale. He's like, yo, let me buy it. When can you meet up? What time? And they're sending you 10 messages in the first 5 minutes and stuff. Just be careful. Just pay attention to like the energy. Another example would be like timing. If you say, oh, I can't meet today, can we meet tomorrow or another day? And they're not fine with it. No, I need to meet right now. Then that's another thing you want to pay attention. So like I said, forwardness, being aggressive through text message is like a big sign.
Now you say you're from the UK, right?
Yeah, born in London.
What is the difference? Obviously, you said like buying Jordans isn't a thing over there, but like, what do you think the difference is in like scammer culture over there as opposed to, because obviously like America, like Second Amendment right, everybody got guns, you know what I'm saying, and over there is a little bit different. So have you like, because I know you were in like the UK not too long ago.
Yeah, I was there for like a month.
Did you sell like sneakers over there too?
Yeah, I sold a couple of sneakers there, but honestly, and this is just my experience, so my experience is not going to be able to explain everybody's, but it's just, I feel as though the culture over there is just more professional. People are used to getting money. People are used to, like, for example, anywhere you go where rich places, like poor people will be right there. That's just how society is set up. But for some strange reason, like the people here is just so hungry and aggressive. Whereas in UK, they could be hungry too, but I don't know. It's like they're more polite with it. So I didn't have any bad experiences, so I really can't even speak on that. I'll have to do more transactions so I can see a bigger. Yeah.
So you even got into raffling your stuff off. What made you go from like straight selling to like doing the raffles? The
first time I won something for like $10 or $20, it opened my eyes up. So. And what's funny is that when I did that, I won this at my job, actually. They raffled off like an iPad, and they were like $10. This is about like 3 years ago, and I was like, wow. So what I started understanding is everybody doesn't want to pay $220. Or some people don't want to pay retail. Some people don't want to pay resale. That doesn't mean you don't want to shoot. It's just you financially don't want to do it. So I just explain it as the same way you take a chance in life, you would take a chance for the shoe. The same way how you could go to the club and spend this amount of money for the experience, you could do that and have a chance to win something. Yeah.
I think the concept is good because, like, some people won't pay $200 for a shoe or $550 for, or what was the resale on play? Like $1,300 for a PlayStation. But I'll pay $10 for a chance
Yeah,
to win it.
and that's what life is about, man. Taking a chance. So some people, you know, they look at it. Yes, essentially it is gambling, but at the end of the day, life is a gamble, bro. You really don't know what's gonna happen. And the next day, you go to work, everything's smooth. You had a great day at work, and then next thing you know, the government shuts down. Now you're not working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the raffles, have you ever got like chargebacks? Like people pay and try to charge back?
Yes.
Request refund?
Yes. I had to change my cash out. This one guy went on a rampage because, believe it or not, there is a raffle community. There's a community for everything. There's a raffle community, so there's a group of people. Shout out to the West Coast, East Coast. There's a lot of people that raffle. And we watch each other's back, and this one dude, I guess he just started spending too much money, and what he did, he just filed disputes and got all his money back. And one day I woke up and my Cash App, and the sad thing about Cash App, and Cash App if you're listening, please have a number to call. Please don't just rely on emails, because how Cash App is set up, if it's connected to your bank, you can have $0 in your Cash App and it will literally withdraw it.
The money from your bank account.
That is sick. So y'all fix that, man. Y'all over here talking about $600 a month is going for the IRS. Y'all talking about y'all got Bitcoin on your app. Please have a phone number. Please have better customer service.
I remember one time somebody sent me some money for a thing that was going on.
Yeah.
And like they lost the money. They couldn't find it.
Really?
It was crazy. It was like $700. Yeah. So like we had to use screenshots and stuff to like try to figure out where the money was. I forgot what ended up eventually happening. Mm-hmm. But you know, it was a crazy time. Cash App, and everything was through email. I think we did get on the phone with them though. I'm pretty sure. Wow. We had to have spoken with them.
Like I said, the number is not smooth as like AT&T, or you just randomly call like UPS. Cash App, you got to find the number. Man.
So how much did he dispute to get back?
I think he ended, because if it's a chargeback is what you sent in. So I think he sent in like 220. And yeah, so.
And what was the raffle for? Do you remember?
I think it was from the Union 4s that dropped. The off Norris, the black pair.
So what was the resale for that?
They go for, I think, $900 to $1,000 right now.
And you were raffling them off for how much?
$10 a spot. But like that's what I'm saying is like people don't know how to control themselves sometimes, and that's why I try to explain people. You know, just spend a little bit. Don't OD. He ended up sending $200, which would have been 20 spots.
Yeah.
So in your head, you're like, oh, I got a lot of spots. There's a high chance of me winning. And then when you don't win, you lose to somebody that only paid for one spot.
Yep.
You may feel a type of way.
It'd be tough because when I used to do the versus battles, I used to raffle off PlayStation.
Yeah. That was turned.
You know what I'm saying? So I had people charge back. I had people pay like $150. I had people. Have you ever had somebody like, hey, I'll just pay you this to rig it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One thing about me, I've never ever rigged anything. There's a site called Wheel of Names. That's what we use, and yeah, it's all algorithm. Yep. It's impossible to rig that stuff. It's impossible to rig the Wheel of Names unless you're some coder, and I'm not no coder. It's impossible to rig it.
Yeah, it's very But I do want to say there are some YouTubers out there that be faking they raffles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all know who y'all are, and I try to tell them because like at the end of the day, your name is everything. Yeah. So once your name get on a list of doing some fraudulent stuff, it's there forever. It's never going away.
And that's what my parents always told me is like, no matter what shoes, clothes, cars, whatever you have, the most important thing is your name. Having a clean name will get you into doors that you could never imagine.
Facts. That's true. But so let's get into this crypto thing. What made you go from like sneakers to crypto?
Honestly, I just kept on. First and foremost, I was very skeptical, bro. I'm like, because one thing about me, I like to take, like I said, I'm a businessman. I like to take my time. Anybody that likes to rush, I stay away from. But what really made me get into crypto is shout out to this person. His name is Jason. He actually does shoes, but he used to work in the army. He's a veteran, and he told me that back when he was in, I think it was Japan, this guy gave him like 4 Bitcoins for a slice of pizza, and I was like, that during that time it was only like pennies.
Yeah.
So when he told me that, and I was looking at Bitcoin during this time, it was at like 27,000, and then I saw it jump to like 40,000. I'm trying to understand it, like, what is it, like digital money? Like I'm confused. But when you start realizing in the world, before, what did we used to do? We used to use cash, and we still use cash.
Yeah.
But they start coming out with things like Apple Pay or Google Pay. So you're noticing things are digital.
Yep. 90% of currency in America is digital.
Okay. So my boy gave you the facts there. So I didn't even know that, but I just started seeing that. I started noticing it. And like I said, I just went on YouTube, typed in on YouTube, what is Bitcoin? What is Ethereum? What is Solana? And once I got those answers, this one dude on his page was like, yo, invest in Bitcoin now. Is reaching 100K or whatever. So I was like, all right. I put my money in Bitcoin, and then it jumped, and I saw it multiply, and I withdrew it. I thought it was going to be fake, and it went straight to my account, and I was like, okay. So now that I know it's legit, I'm not going to withdraw no more. I'm just going to let it stack.
Yeah, because the world is one. A lot of people don't know. I think the reason why, and you can look in the past to tell what the future is going to do.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So the reason like they passed this infrastructure bill in America, they're trying to increase what they passed, is because they want to be able to put a Wi-Fi network up, because that's how you transfer, you know what I'm saying, crypto. So if you look backwards, back when I was younger, I don't know if you were in the States then, but everybody used to have checkbooks. So when you would go to the store, you would have cash, or you could write a checkbook, which the checkbook had your routing and checking number. So when you give it to the cashier, they would take it, they would put it under the thing, then they would take that check to the bank and cash your check. But the scam back then was you could write bad checks, but then you would get on a bad check. The store wouldn't sell you stuff anymore. But then Verifone came out, and that was a internet connection that connected to be able to speak with your bank, right? So that's when debit cards came around.
Wow.
So now you got rid of checks, and you got debit cards, and you're able to directly contact
your bank
and they'll transfer the money. So with crypto, the Wi-Fi networks that they have, that's why you said he was from Japan, right? Yeah. Their Wi-Fi over there is crazy.
Next level.
Right?
Next level.
So we need that infrastructure in America so we can start using. That's how you can use. Well, I think Apple Pay and that is still through Verifone, but
they have their own crypto cards now and everything.
I got one.
Yeah.
The dude who made Crypto.com hit me up.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
Yeah, my boy tapped in, yo. I'm glad I know this guy.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
But like, that's where you can see where the world is going. So basically, these cryptos are like individual companies. So you have companies, well, I don't know exactly what Bitcoin is doing, but Ethereum, they are specialized in executing smart contracts.
Correct.
Right? So you'll be able to send money like that safely to another country or somebody else, and you don't have to worry about all the wiring.
Yep.
Exactly. So there's like Mana, which they are
Decentraland.
Yep.
Yeah.
Inside of the metaverse, you know what I'm saying? They're building the stuff that's in there.
With new video games.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
I made well, before, let me say this. I appreciate you for dropping the free gems, because I really didn't know that. The Verifone, the debit card, which makes a whole bunch of sense. Yeah. But yeah, just to say, shout out to Mana, man. Made me a cool 2-3 off that.
Yeah, bro. I made 2021 was the best year of my life. Okay. But the worst year, it was the biggest lesson. Yeah, bro. Like when I tell you, off of crypto, between December, I don't know if I want to say this in public, but like I made enough money to where I didn't do nothing. Like if you look at my YouTube had no significant growth last year. Yeah. Cause like I made too much money off crypto. Yeah. And then I really locked in. Like after that, learning about like Litecoin, XRP. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All of those are going to be, it's basically like the internet, right? Yeah. Some people bet on Yahoo. Some people bet on AOL. But if you bet on Google, you would be rich right now. Yes. So that's basically where we're at with crypto right now. And I think Ethereum is going to take over Bitcoin in the next like 3 or 4 years.
And his competitor is Solana.
Yep. Yeah. Telling right behind. Listen, so y'all get y'all coins in. Yeah. Bro, it's cryptos that I got like 10 million coins in. And I have like my account set on auto recurring, so every week it puts money into certain cryptos automatically. Okay. And on top of like when I see major dips, like you can go in and buy stuff. But a lot of people try to hide the crypto that they're buying, but I think it's like a scarcity mindset that value is where the least amount of people could go. But in stocks, it's the opposite. Like if you're investing in something, you want everybody to know.
Wait, say that again. Say that again.
Okay, so
wow,
you know,
that
like
is so true.
Yeah, so like in shoes, if a shoe makes 100,000 pairs, and then one shoe makes 20,000 pairs, the scarcity is going to cause the value of the 20,000 pairs to rise.
Correct.
Right?
Supply and demand.
But in stocks, it's the opposite. If you know what I invested in and you believe in it and you put your money in, we all make more money. Yeah. So you don't want to hide what you, cause I see people post it. When I post on Instagram, I'll show you exactly what I'll tag it, show you the tag, because I want you to go invest in it. Because if you invest in it, you make some money, you tell your friend, they invest in it. Now I got the coin for $1. By the time you get in, it may be $3. Yep. By the time you tell your friend, it might be $5. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And now everybody's making money. Right. And it boosts up the price. That's what you want to tell people what you're investing in. Yeah. I think that's where people get it backwards.
I agree. But like I said, I had a bad experience because when I first learned about crypto, there was this guy that he knew, and this is some next level stuff. Yeah. He knew somebody that knew how to make contracts. He had some dude in India that knew how to set up certain things. And long story short, he was on a pump and dump scheme going crazy. He would set up, Discords, have people praise this coin, and then he's like, buy. So when I saw that and I started seeing like people in the group chat like, yo, I just lost this, it kind of put me off. But when I started seeing the legit coins, not the meme coins, then it made sense.
I think like people have to look at it like this, because again, when people don't know the market and they see it, what people think is, let me put this money in and let me get a quick return. Yeah. And that's not what investing is.
No, it's long term.
Exactly. So you have to put your money in projects that you believe in. Yeah. That's why Mana is so crazy, because like Mana and the metaverse together in 5 years is going to be insane. Correct. NFTs with the metaverse in 5 years is going to be insane. Correct. So like, I think a lot of people don't understand the application, because you really got to go find the information to find out that stuff. But crypto is definitely the new all money. I'm not going to say all money will be crypto soon, but there are cities that are 100% crypto.
Bro, listen. I was just in London, and this is a true story. And if you watch my Instagram, you would have saw it. I was just in London. I got so excited, got off the plane, heading to the airport, and so I'm trading in my American money, and the pound is bigger than the dollar, so I lost a lot of American money. But my point was I was trying to flex for the gram, because the bills look way better. Yeah. So anyway, I have at least maybe 4,000 or 5,000 in pounds, and I spread it out, did the Kodak, like, you feel me? And then I'm going to the stores. I go to a store named Superdry. I go to Louis Vuitton, and everyone's looking at me crazy. Or I even go to like a restaurant, regular restaurant, and they wasn't accepting cash. They were like, "Sir, can you just tap? Can you just tap?" Yeah. So the point in what Hala is saying is, yes, guys, sooner than later, we're not even going to be touching the bills anymore. We're not going to be touching paper anymore. These money mints are going to be shut down, and everything's going to be digital, guys.
Literally everything. That's why they're spending so much money to mine Bitcoin and all of that stuff. It's good, bro. And like the Doge meme made me so much money. Sure. Off of like a $500 investment in the course of, when did I get into it? Shout out to my homie Cryptic, because he told me about it. Sure. He was like, yo, open Robinhood, get Doge. I'm like, I didn't even know what he was talking about. Okay. I open it. They give you like $25 referral fee. Yep. Put that in Doge. I got like a free stock, which was worth like $3. Yep. Put that in Doge. So in total, I'm at like $28. One day, I'm sitting there. I open up Robinhood because I see Doge trending on Twitter. Correct. And my $38 is like $400.
No way.
Nah, I equaled it out to 1,000, bro. And right before, what's his name? Elon Musk was supposed to go on SNL.
Yeah.
That joint was up to like 30 something grand, bro. Took it out, you know what I'm saying? The SNL thing, and that joint just tanked after that, boy.
Yeah. So what do you say to the people that like, quote unquote, find out? Because look, this is one of the jokes I always get. I always make is there'll be somebody that's super smart that knows the information.
Yeah.
And then there'll be that one person that know nothing about crypto, and they're telling you, yo, get into Doge. By the time you hear from that person, isn't it already too late?
Yeah, well, see, Doge, that's why people need to understand crypto. Certain cryptos have application.
Okay.
So Doge is something that at the time didn't have application. There was no reason for the company, right? They weren't doing a particular project.
Okay.
So Doge was a meme coin, right? But then you take something like
Shiba.
Shibu is actually kind of the same. It's showing proof of crowd sourcing as a coin.
Okay.
But as an application, there's not a real application
Yeah,
yet.
so that's why they're tanking.
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's the issue. Is a lot of people be talking about crypto, yo, join this, yo, join that. And then when you ask them certain questions, they can't explain it.
Exactly. But see, that's why when you talk about Ethereum executing smart contracts, or XRP is like the security. And there's one that's like going to be like the insurance for crypto. Yeah. I forgot what it's called. It's in my Coinbase.
Yeah.
But when you find those things, those will tell you this will be applicable in the future.
Correct.
So invest in those. But then people who's like, yeah, man, most of the time people be like, bro, I made 600%. Anybody who talks in percentage, they put $20 in and they made, you know what I'm saying, they $150. They really didn't risk nothing. You know? So people like, yeah, I 10x my money. How much money did you put in there is the question.
Correct.
Right? So yeah, that would be my advice to them. Just find projects that you believe in. Just like people seeing cars moving away from gas. Yeah. So they invested in Tesla.
Yeah.
People seeing the industry moving away from like farm animals. So people invested in Beyond Meat. When the COVID hit, Beyond Meat was at like $60-something, I think. And that joint shot up. I think it's like in the 300s now, 400s.
No way.
Yeah, it's somewhere. It's wow. Yeah, it's crazy. But Tesla was like that too. At the beginning of COVID, Tesla was like $100.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's where I got. Same way how Holla got his story. That's how I got my story. Right. Tesla did me right. Shout out to Tesla.
How did your story go?
Instantly, somebody told me, yo, Tesla and Apple's about to split their stock or something like that. And in my head, I'm like, okay, like explain it. Then they explained it to me thoroughly. I was like, oh. Went into my closet, grabbed some money out of the shoebox, sold 10 pairs of my quote unquote grails, threw that money in there. I got it at maybe like $350 or like $250. No, $330 something. And then next thing you know, in a couple months, it literally shot up. I was like, I've never seen anything, because you guys have to realize, like me, like, I went to school. I'm a hardworking person. I worked at Zaxby's for X amount of years, and I worked at National Vision for X amount of years. But to see your money grow in just 2-3 months, I'm like, nah. So yeah.
You know the safest place to keep your money though? Like what money that you're not investing, I would never advise. There was a point, like I seen so much growth. I used to be like, I'm gonna only keep 10 grand in my bank account. Yeah. And I was like, it's not making no money in my bank account though.
You got to put it in a Roth account or
ETF.
Yeah, ETF.
Roth accounts are good, but they have stipulations for like when you could pull it. You know what I'm saying? Because those are typically like retirement things. But ETF is like the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones. And like the S&P 500 tracks the top 500 companies in America. So that price rises on average 7 to 13% a year.
Okay.
So if you just keep your money in there, like, and they have it on Cash App, so you could literally, like, when my account is above my threshold at the end of the month, when I pay all my bills, I take everything that's above the threshold, transfer to Cash App, put it in the ETF, and then it just grows over time.
Wow.
And I have the reoccurring thing for that.
Yeah,
so
it just jumps straight back in over and over.
Yep. So from when did I
giving out free game, man?
I want everybody to be rich. Plus, if they put their money in the S&P 500,
You be richer.
I make more
Yes,
money
sir.
too. You know what I'm saying?
Love.
So my mom, I set it up on my mom's, and she looks at it. She's like, man, I feel like this is only the money I put in here. That's all I see. But then I show her, like, it'll tell you, like, from last February to now, like a month ago, there was a 10% increase in the S&P 500. So I told her, this is what you put in. It's raised 10%, and this is your gain. So now you're making free money because in your bank account, it makes
You're
like
not making nothing. 0.01001. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Yeah, you're 100% right, guys.
Yeah, the banks are running a racket around here. Do you know about staking your crypto?
Nah, what's that?
Listen, let me put y'all on game, all right? So in crypto, there's this thing called staking. It's where you buy crypto and you don't touch it for 6 months. So like Shibu had staking where they give you like, if you had over 10 million coins, you got like Shibu treats, which will be applicable to something that they're building later. I don't know exactly, but I know crypto.com, their coins, when you stake it. So like I got the crypto card. I get free Spotify, free Netflix. They're building a crypto.com airport lounge in the airports.
No way.
And there you get a higher level cash back as long as you buy the crypto and let it sit for 180 days.
Wow.
So
that is crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. And like the further you go up, like they have zero transfer fees.
Yeah.
Like 0% transfer fees.
So,
but like if you don't stake your crypto, you can still get the card.
Mm-hmm.
You'll just get like half of a percentage of cash back. You won't get the Netflix and Spotify for free. You know what I'm saying? Netflix and Spotify, that's $40 a month they're giving you
instantly, right?
for the lifetime of your account.
People don't understand how much money, like, that's why it's another thing, like subscription, making money off of subscriptions.
Yep.
Because think about how much money you spend off of 5 years from Netflix or like and Amazon or any of those a month. Like,
Yep.
So that is crazy, bro. Shout out to crypto. I need to get on that. Crypto.com.
Crypto.com, get the app. Because I think with crypto.
I got the app, but I haven't purchased any. All my cryptos are on Coinbase. So I definitely need that.
Yeah, go ahead. Switch that joint over to your DeFi wallet. You know what I'm saying? Put on crypto. Because I feel like crypto.com is going to be the Wall Street.
Of course. With it buying Staples Center, once I saw that.
I told people in May. I told them in May, buy crypto.com. Nobody wanted to listen. So then it got to around where the news broke in July about them. Yeah. It was like July or August that the news broke about the Staples Center. I said, listen. And crypto.com was at like 20 cents or something like that. I'm going to my barbershop. I'm like, listen, I know y'all are scared, all right? But I promise you.
And they really be scared.
Bruh. And then I went, the next week I came back and crypto.com doubled from when I told them to. I said, look, I told y'all. I said, once all these rich people pay their taxes, now that they learned about crypto.com, next month, here's free game for y'all. After tax season, all of the cryptos are going to do like this because everybody's going to have money again.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. So we went over shoes, crypto, and now you said you film dance battles.
Yeah. So basically, shout out to the Smoke. My brother, his name is Dabu, and he's a dancer. Now, just like any culture, any community, they're just like artists. And basically, he will go to battles. They battle for money and stuff like that. But I noticed he started getting swindled a lot. My brother, he's very animated. He's very he's calmed down a lot over the last year, but he's very in your face. Like when he battles, I'll show you a clip where he literally used a rap bar, got his hoodie, and was able to take his hoodie off, put it on the guy's head, and then turned into a bone breaker dance move. Yeah, it's fire. I'll show you the clip. But the point I'm making is he was getting swindled. So one day I was like, yo, stop going to these dance events. and how about we throw our own event? And from there, we had an event that had over four. Like, have you watched So You Think You Can Dance or any of that?
I think maybe like in passing, but
Well, we've had a lot of big names, from a person named Blueprint, who, if you've seen on Instagram, he runs TikTok, Fiction. It's a whole bunch of dancers, and that's what I basically do, and then I manage him. So that's been really great to me, because it's like a community thing. All these dancers got an opportunity, and it's weird. It's like, because I'm young, I sit back and I reflect, because I remain humble. But on our smoke page, people consistently DM, "Yo, please, can I get a chance, bro? I love this event so much." So it's great to see that, and I have a couple ideas that I want to take it to the next level.
so what exactly is that? How do these events go? Like, walk me through like a day of this event.
Okay, so the event will initially start with a crowd outside. There's 80 names were taken, and out of the 80 names, you'll be dancing against each other, and you can win a cash prize. And then there's also exhibition battles, where it's two big names going against each other, and whoever wins, you get that street cred or that dance cred, and people pay attention, like, yo, he smoked him, or he did him like that. So it's really like, just think of like battle rap. People they battle to battle, they battle for money, bragging rights. Same for street dance, smoke the smoke.
That's crazy. So how do they judge these battles? And do y'all ever have like conflicts because of the judging?
Yes. We have had the good thing, and shout out to my brother again, bro, because he's a mastermind at this stuff. He's created some of the dopest battles. I'll show you some of the content after. And what he did was, certain battles, he will make sure that no one judges. Like, judges are there, but the crowd will judge. So you can't just finger point at this judge or finger point at that judge. So I feel like that was super interesting.
Do they have the judges still judge though when they judge by crowd?
Certain battles they will judge, but other battles, if your name is big, or you could see like there's a huge discretion, because how he picks the judges. Like, for example, our last event, we've had a New Yorker, somebody from Atlanta, and then someone else.
Yeah. That is so. I've never been to a dance battle. I just found out there was like a roller skating community.
Bro, there's all type of communities.
That's why I be
chess
trying to
club.
You know they have this thing called bronies.
No, what's that?
It's guys who are in love with My Little Pony.
Bro, stop.
And they link up.
Stop playing with me, bro.
I swear to God.
Nah.
You would be like.
Nah, there's some crazy fetishes out there. So honestly, I don't put anything past anybody, and it's just judge-free zone, just in case anybody watching. Right?
Listen, I stumbled across a sex club. Jesus.
Oh,
there's things in this world that I didn't know existed.
Imagine, yeah.
I knew it was crazy because I went to this place. You know what? Like speakeasies in New York.
No, what's that?
They're like these underground parties that people don't be knowing about and stuff like that. That's what a speakeasy is.
Wow. And
they have those in Atlanta. You would never know they're there. Like, there's like a secret door that goes down under a building, and it's like a whole club.
That's fire. Yeah, one thing I noticed about humans is there's always a community for anything. If you feel like you're alone, just like speak out, I guess, and trust me, somebody's gonna relate to you.
Facts. So what would you say like the major differences are between like the UK and the United States?
So far, I'm not gonna lie to you. Going back there, the food, I thought the food was gonna be bland. Mind you, I was born there, but I left when I was 6. So I thought the food was just fish and chips, bland. No, the food is amazing over there. It's a real mixing pot. If you've been to New York, that's how London is, but very, very like back then, like Victorian buildings, kings and queens, stuff like that, very structured. So food-wise, culture-wise, I would say is, like I said, a mixing pot. You got like Turkish people here. Honestly, like I said, a great comparison would be New York. Mm-hmm. Now, New York from Georgia, there's a major difference.
Facts.
So that literally explains it all, man. Like,
so you were born in London?
Yeah, I was born in London, and I left when I was 6.
So were you like in the city, or like is it like here where there's like the suburbs outside the city?
Yeah, I lived right next to, there's a city. So I lived right next to Tottenham Spurs Stadium. I lived in Tottenham, London, Hackney.
How are the people different over there than over here?
Like I was explaining to somebody, it's just more. They use the word posh, or if you would say in an American term, more bougie. I feel like with a certain type of money, it comes with a certain type of class. So that's what I would try to explain is, you know who the hungry people are, you know who the people with money, how they act. So the culture in London itself, they're very, very friendly people. Now, if we're talking about France, it's a whole different story. Them people over there is rude.
Let's talk about France. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, them people over there is rude. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. It's just they naturally rude, naturally like, I don't want to be too disrespectful, but honestly, they just think like they're Kanye and that's him. Like, that's what us. And they don't really accept any. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you ever? When you went to the UK, do you feel like you were treated as a native or an American? And is there a difference?
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm slightly, and I don't want to sound cocky, but if you've been to London and you know who my parents are, you understand. My dad and my granddad and just my family in general is very major of it over there. So the way they treated me is like royalty. Same way how we Americans love British accents, British people love Americans. They're like they don't love Americans like, oh, I want to be them, but it's like you guys are so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is.
I think it's pretty dope that there's a lot of like UK actors coming over, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. UK drill. What people don't understand, the New York drill, that 5 Yo Foreign, Pop Smoke, all of that came from UK.
Yeah. Because you know how I got over here, though?
No.
So Dipset, back in the day, they had Dipset, or they had Bird Gang London.
Okay.
And that's where the first time I ever heard drill music.
For real?
It was like in like 04. But it was like, that was like how they were rapping in the UK.
Yeah.
So do you think like the art, like obviously America export a lot of its entertainment to other countries, right? Do you think that the influence is as impactful as we may think it is in other countries?
That's a great question. To answer that, I will say is, in America, the term free will, or you come here, you can succeed in anything you want to do. Like there's people like, for example, in the dance community, there's somebody that lives off of moving his fingers. It's called tutting, where literally he does these moves with his fingers and it's like super dope and he's making so much money off of it. So the point I'm making is you have so much like ways to make money, so much ways to be famous in America. So that's why the influence is so strong compared to other countries.
And that's great. So if you could only live in one country for the rest of your life, which one would you be?
Shout out to America. America got it down. London, I respect London, but it's just way structured. Like, okay, so as a prime example, in London, certain places, you know how America got big houses? I just parked in your driveway.
Yeah.
Bro, in London, I got to pay to park in someone else's driveway. Yeah.
Even if it's like they letting you park there?
I have to pay. Bro, let me tell you another thing. If you got a TV in your crib, you're paying a license every year to just watch TV. They're just locked in his face. They're just certain things, bro. It's just weird. So, for example, if you having same way like house parties was major, like obviously with COVID, but house parties are major. You have 40, 50 cars at your crib or parked on the sidewalk. You're paying almost what? Maybe £1,000, which will possibly be what, $1,500, $2,000 just to have people at your crib.
For the one night.
For the one night. It's a parking permit, man. It's a parking permit. It's crazy.
What? I have never heard of nothing like that, bro.
Yes.
And is there any place that's like, I think people have a notion that America is one, which we are, but like there's many different Americas. There's New York, America.
Correct.
There's Georgia, America. Correct. There's also the Midwest, America.
Correct.
There's Idaho, America. Like it's way different.
Yeah.
Right.
Cali.
It's like Los Angeles County is its own country, bro.
Correct.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I think people don't take that into account. But is there like those? Is there a countryside in London?
Yeah. What people fail to realize, and this is what I tell a lot of Americans, is that when you go to different countries, America is the only set of people that be like, yeah, America's it. I don't need to travel. Traveling is such a big thing in almost every single culture. But when I speak to certain Americans, they're like, nah, I've been to California or New York, but that's all I need to see. When you travel, you start realizing certain things, and you're not so naive to certain things. It's like people really believe that, like for example, like there's no crime in London because they're so nice. Some people really believe that. Like, it's interesting because there's no guns, there's no crime. Whereas, like, in London, they do stabbings.
Yeah.
So
I heard like one of the top weapons in London is a wire hanger.
yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So like that's one law that's different over there. What other laws do you think are a lot different in the UK versus here?
So like I was saying, guys, I was born in London, left when I was 6. So there's a lot of things I don't know, but shout out to when I traveled back, there's a lot of things I learned. So for example, the double-decker bus, if you guys don't know, it's a red bus.
Yeah.
That bus could be driving, let's say it's 30 miles per hour and it's driving 25 and it runs into your car, it's your fault. No matter that bus, that staple in London, there's nothing that driver can do wrong, essentially. If it busts a red light and you are going and you actually hit the bus, it's your fault. That bus has free reign. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that was very interesting to me. Another thing which my mom laughs about a lot in America is, and I never understood it, is and not to be disrespectful to anyone that's been in an ambulance or anything, but if an ambulance is coming or funerals, they stop everybody on the road for the ambulance to move.
Yeah.
In London, nah. You're just driving like, oh, you see the ambulance? All right, let me make the right turn. It's not like stop. It's, I'm just still driving. Like, funerals, everyone has to stop. That's the first time my parents came to America. Their first ticket was because they didn't stop for a funeral. In London, they don't do that, bro.
That's not even like an existent thing.
Bro, it's not. It's crazy. It's like certain things you just don't even think about. It's like when I was over there, there's certain things that I did that I'm trying to remember right now, but that my cousins or aunties will look at me and be like, why you do that? You're like, yeah.
I know a lot of I watched a lot of Vice episodes, and a lot of them are like the difference in the party culture in the UK and here. Do you know the difference between the two? Or are you not like a party person?
Nah. Funny story is my brother and I did go to this one club. And my brother, he got that model look. And then, I feel like I'm a handsome person myself. So anyway, we go to the club and we're chilling, but we didn't like it at all. So mind you, I've never had this happen to me in America. And I did go through a phase when I was 20. I went to all the clubs and everything. I walk out the club and this guy chases me out the club and says, his name is Solomon. I'll never forget this. He was like, bruh, what you guys doing outside the party, man? You guys leaving? And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of late. He's like, nah, listen, you guys are the most good looking man. And I thought he was trying to hit on us.
Yeah.
But no, this dude literally told us to get back into partying because all the girls are staring at us. So I feel like it's just, they're nice.
I'm about to book a flight
to the UK, boy. They take care of you, bro. They take care of you. The dude did not know me. I didn't even know he was staring at us. And he literally told us, he was like, yo, there's this dating app called Hinge. He's like, just what he said. Man, I hit free peace. But basically he said he had a threesome from going to this club and stuff like that, which is crazy.
That's what I heard. I heard like a lot of other countries, like sex is like a less taboo topic. So it's like something else.
Bro, listen, I'm glad you said that. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but this is how I feel. Certain American women, not all, you guys need to stop hanging this, oh, you ain't getting no pussy tonight. Oh, you ain't getting this tonight. Like, bro, other countries, they look at you as like, I don't want to finish that sentence. But basically, what I'm saying is sex in America, because of social media, because of the Ari Fletchers, the Alexis Skies, the whoever you think is your baddest Instagram model. When you go to different countries, they have no type of word for clout like that if they're just walking around thinking that their vagina is what runs things. That's not how it works in different countries.
I think that is I think where that comes from is I think America, especially American media, has done a very good job at making people who have a lot of attention and people that don't have the attention believe that they're separate.
Correct.
Like
100%.
And it kind of, and what made me realize that that's not true is like being a YouTuber, I go into a room for people who I assume like, yo, you probably get mad attention. You don't want me to say nothing.
Yeah.
As long as you're a genuine person, most of them don't care.
Correct.
They be regular. They want you to treat them regular. You know what I'm saying? And I think with that, there's people here who inspire to have the perceived power of the people up here. That's why they carry themselves like that.
Yeah, it's bad, bro. It's bad.
I heard like the average Sweden woman, this number could be off, right? But I think like the average Swedish woman in her 20s has like 20 partners a year.
Guys, like I said, listen, if you go to Europe, all I'm going to say is go to Amsterdam. And we'll leave it at that.
Amsterdam?
Red light district. Leave it at that.
I've heard about that. I need to travel a little bit more. I've done like the Mexico. I went to like London when I was very young though.
Yeah.
So I don't remember it. But I've been to like the DR, Mexico, you know what I'm saying? All the Caribbean places, Bahamas, all that. Yeah. I need to, my bucket list is Tokyo, London, Ghana.
Ghana is amazing. I haven't been yet, but I was supposed to go. Actually, I was going to go right after London, but they shut the borders down because the Omicron and then all of us, yeah.
So what place do you think is like the most beautiful?
That I've been to?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. Antigua is beautiful, and Costa Rica is very beautiful.
Who had the best woman?
Sheesh. I ain't gonna lie. London's a melting pot, so it's not just them. It could be Turkish women, it could be African women, it's Caribbean, like so many types. Like London got it locked in for sure.
Okay, like so, like American media will make you believe there's like this super divide in people, and even in other countries they say like, yeah, this is how people in London feel about these type of people coming in there to their community. Yeah. Do you think like the perception of other countries is as divided as America is?
Slightly. They just like, for example, with London, they just believe Americans are arrogant. That's about it. But I would say slightly, not majorly.
Okay. Because I hear a lot of stuff. They're like, yeah, these people in London are complaining about X people coming over here. And I just don't. When I go to other countries, first of all, if you get off the internet and you go outside, you don't see the divide.
Okay. That's all I was going to say. Yeah. You have to remember, the media do push certain narratives. But when if you remove yourself from social media, if you put your phone down and go travel, go figure it out yourself, and you'll see it for yourself. There's clearly a narrative when it comes to media.
What place do you feel like had the best fashion?
Best fashion? If I want to be honest, I would say London and New York. New York, hands down. London, yeah.
Which place would you never go back to?
Puerto Rico.
Really?
Puerto Rico is like when you go into here's a prime example. You know, you have the authentic Chinese and then you have like the new China.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico is like the new. You walk in to the Chinese shop and it's not even Asians working there. Yeah, so Puerto Rico to me is just America 2.0 with a splash of Hispanic culture.
That's crazy. I was gonna go to Puerto Rico, but I haven't been yet. But do you think you don't think it's like worth like you think you should try something else before you go there?
Yeah, I would say go to Costa Rica or you already been to the DR because like if you're gonna go to a different country, you don't want to walk in to the Walmart and everything is English. You want to enjoy the culture. Like, yo, I don't understand this, or yo, I'm gonna speak to this native.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at it, that's what I'm saying. Like, why am I speaking to you and you speaking to me back in English? Like, dang, bro.
How much? How do you know any other languages?
I understand a little bit, but nah, not really.
Dang, that's crazy. So where have you not been that you want to go?
Like you said, Tokyo for sure, Ghana for sure.
I've been seeing people pictures of people in Moscow. Look a little lit over there. I ain't gonna lie.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I used to like the cold. I don't like the cold no more. Greece, Spain. I really do not like the cold. So, Greece, Spain, China. Yeah, places like Thailand. That's where I really want to go.
Yes, Thailand and bro. I seen like 5-star hotels over there, $26 a night.
No, bro. What I try to explain to people, and this is what I'm saying, is like the culture and like y'all need to travel, and it's not that expensive. You can spend $700 on the Louis belt, guys. Take some of that money and go buy your plane ticket. That's probably the most expensive thing you're gonna pay for. Once you're in that country, you straight.
Yeah, the plane tickets be like, you know what I'm saying, $1,300. Yeah. But you get over there.
But once you're there, you're good.
Bro, Cambodia, I know it was a joke, but I looked it up. It was true. Like in the Men in Black movie, they were like, lobster dinner is $1. I mean, now it's probably like $3, you know what I'm saying? But $3 for a lobster dinner, bro.
$26 for a 6-ounce lobster tail.
Exactly. And like they be eating, I think like, but what I did learn about some countries is like, America imports a lot of stuff.
Yeah, your delicacy is not my delicacy.
Yeah. So I went to other countries and they didn't have like the seasonings we had. No. So the meat tasted way different.
Yeah.
It was like I almost threw up.
Really? Yeah. One thing I will say too though is maybe that's why the food was so great. You have to remember America allows GMO, if you guys don't know what it is, genetically modified organisms. Y'all can do what y'all want to do with that. Certain countries like in Europe, they have a bill where it has to be natural organic food. So you don't have issues where I think I saw a Snipes video of the Taco Bell wings being that big during a wing shortage. Where did that wings happen? Where did the wings come from during a wing shortage?
Oh, this is something else you need to invest in, though. You know why all these companies are branching out like that?
Why?
They're about to build these things. They're going to be like shared kitchens, right?
No way.
Where you go, it's going to be like 16 lanes, and you drive in, and you could order like a McDonald's burger with a Dairy Queen shake and it's all in one kitchen.
No way.
And they drop it, like you pay, and they drop the food down, and you take it and you go. It's like 16 lanes. They're going to be mega fast food things. Yeah. I think the first one they opened was a Taco Bell one in somewhere above New York, I think. But like those shared kitchens, those are going to be the thing that's coming up. Yeah, for sure. But before we head out of here, tell everybody, you know what I'm saying, where they can find you, all that great stuff.
All right. Instagram is Trueey Trey, TRU33Y_Trey. Also follow The Smoke, which is thesmoke.vol.
I'll definitely pop out to one of those events though.
Appreciate that, man. And that's basically it, man. I really want to stay away from if I wasn't able to make money off social media, I would even have a social media.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the discussion.
Yeah, discussion is cool, but sometimes I really believe, and that's why I shout out to Holla. He has a great voice, but if you notice a surge in a whole bunch of people doing podcasting.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot, like people don't really have they don't really have anything to say. It's like they hop on the next topic and they're just trying to be controversial. Yeah. When, like, as you can see, this man schooled me so much, or taught me so much on crypto and what is this, 40 minutes or an hour. So the point I'm making is certain people shouldn't have that loud of a voice, you know?
Yeah, that's one thing I will agree, like, especially Twitter. I had to get off Twitter. Because, like, you know what Twitter Spaces are?
Nah.
You know what Clubhouse is?
I know what Clubhouse is.
So Twitter Spaces is Clubhouse.
Okay.
On Twitter though.
Yeah.
And I was in there and I made the statement that I said you. I said, listen, this divide between people only exists on the internet. And the whole, like, it was like 200 people in there, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, you don't know what you're talking. I'm like, y'all please put down your phone. And I think a lot of people don't understand that they don't know.
They don't. They know. I've been around a lot of like famous TikTokers and stuff. Is like you would see, because you can't request or DM them and they don't follow you. Yo, it's crazy. Our culture is like, we realize that like a follow back hurts or something. There's a lot of people
who think that.
What?
Like they don't follow people back because they don't want to like mess up their ratio?
Or that, or because this person doesn't follow me back doesn't mean we're friends in real life.
It's a sick world out
Exactly.
here. What are some other crazy things that you see like that make you turned off from the internet?
Like people having like their opinions. It's like, let's just say I had a hard year and then I was able to, because of crypto, I was able to buy my mom a car and I just wanted to share that information. Somebody in the comment section, oh, you don't need to post that. Why? What was the need to say that? Yeah, like why are you even trying to trigger me or try and like, that's the stuff I don't understand. There's a lot of things, certain narratives of like, for example, the recent thing with what Ari Fletcher not protecting domestic violence or whatever, even though Rihanna is a victim of that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, man. It's just like, if you're mindful and if you care about that people have other mental issues or you don't know what people are going through, you be careful what you say, bro.
Yeah. I'm not defending Ari, but I think like I'm not even gonna say that on camera.
Like,
I think what she was,
her opinion. I get what she was trying to say.
Well, see, I don't think she was saying we don't care. She was like, I was sharing my experience, and this is how I feel about my experience.
No, and she has every right to say that.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that we live in a culture now that you can't say certain things because everyone's soft and you please to everyone. Oh, I follow you. You're my God. So you have to believe what I believe. You know all these things. So if you know that, it's just certain things that's why I say shout out to, if you're able to if you're able to maintain your truth and be honest with yourself, people gonna ride for you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to bring the city together. That's why I put this whole podcast together. Yeah. It's because I know a lot of people.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And like people always come to me because back in school, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my friends. They was jigging iPhones, right?
Okay.
And I was a smart guy who knew how to break them. They didn't have the customers either. Yeah. I had the customers of the people who couldn't afford to go get the iPhone out the store. So, you know what I'm saying? I was the bridge to a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I think this would be successful. Now, I know a lot of people who I tried to work with in the past. Y'all be on my DMs talking about let's work. Just scroll up, see the other DMs when I tried to work with y'all. Does that ever happen to you?
All the time, bro. All the time. And what I say is just, move with grace.
Yeah.
I look at it as, now that you have all the cards, if you was in that position prior to, what would you have done? So that's what I try to do. It's like, you may not get the big, I may not put you on the podcast, but I may work with you in a certain type of way.
Yeah, certain capacity.
Yeah, certain capacity. I'm just not going to shut you off completely because you just never know.
Yeah, I definitely keep a good face with most people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There are those who like, listen, there's no coming back from where we are.
No, 100%.
So,
certain people, don't deserve your energy at all. But if you're able to maintain a good grace. Yeah.
Now, I want to touch on this topic because you said you have a girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
So, how is your girlfriend on social media?
Yeah.
Do you feel like the black men versus black women narrative affects her at all?
What's funny about that? We had that conversation. We had that conversation the other day, and the narrative of social media is a prime example of that. I don't know how deep you want to go. Or I posted on my story the other day about the whole Megan and Tory situation.
Yeah.
not all, some of the black women were so quick to cancel Tory. Megan tried to get a restraining order on him.
Yeah.
Megan tried to get him deported. Basically try to kill his career when herself literally said it. Tory shot me. Now a couple years later, you're talking about, I don't know who shot me.
And like she's saying, this is the thing I don't understand about. She said, I'm being gaslit. Gaslighting somebody is telling them that something that they know is true is not true. But that's not what they're doing. Which you said
Out
was
your own mouth.
Tory shot me.
Correct.
And if people are now with evidence, I don't know what the evidence is.
The evidence, I'll tell you what the evidence is, and you can look it up. Anytime you shoot a gun,
shot residue, yeah.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fact. You go to any gun range, they will tell you that. You could shoot your gun at a gun range, leave, go get something to eat. If a police stopped you and ran that report GSR test, they're going to see gun residue on you.
Yeah, so it's on her friend, right?
Yes.
So with that, like, now don't change it to I got shot, nobody believes me. Because the part they're not believing is you said Tory did it, though.
Guys, you want to hear my theory real quick?
Go ahead.
It's real simple because I've been in this situation. I haven't been in a situation where I shot someone or somebody kicked the glass door to get out the car, but I've dealt with toxic women before. And one thing I will say is, and not just her, also Tory. Basically how it went is, I'm a good-looking dude. I'm messing with you, but you don't know I'm messing with your friend. We go to a party. All three of us go to a party. Now, you have to remember, it's Kylie Jenner.
Yeah.
Come on now. Now, in my opinion, I don't think Kylie's that bad, but it may be a good look for Tory if he was able to run down.
Yeah.
And also what people don't, and I followed this all the way because I'm a fan of Tory Lanez. So what people don't understand is that Tory Lanez had beef with Travis Scott. So if I'm able to run down on your shorty, that would be lit.
Yeah.
So
well, I didn't know that they had beef.
Yes. If you ever heard, there was a moment when Tory used to be like, LaTory, LaFlame.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot. Okay. If you look up the research, they've had their little quarrels, had their little beefs. But yeah, back to the Megan situation is everyone's intoxicated. Certain women do not know how to handle their liquor. My opinion, Megan's seen Tory is trying to run down on Kylie. That's why they got kicked out the party. Now they're arguing back and forth. The girl's in the car. They find out, Megan also finds out that Tory ran down on Shorty. So as a woman,
so I heard it was the other way around. I heard her friend was messing with Tory first. Meg found out and started messing with him.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And it's crazy? Megan has a history of domestic violence. She has a case where she put hands on a dude before. So if you know that, and you have to understand what culture we live in. We live in America where the black man, when it comes to jail system, when it comes to court system, when it comes to a man
it's the most underprivileged.
Bro, when it comes to a man and a female fighting, a girl could punch me in my face, throw a glass vase at me, and the cops will ask me, did I touch her?
You know what's crazy? This one lady had a situation, right? Mm-hmm. And she tried to take some of my possessions, mm-hmm. right? So what it led to is a chase, what I'm saying? And then the cops got involved because they see the cars dipping through traffic. And when we get there, because I was just trying to make sure I got my stuff back. Correct. Right? So I'm going to just be on you till you stop, and then we gon'. And she had a dude in the car too, guns in the car, whatever. Mm-hmm. But we get there, the cops pull everybody over. They're like, y'all can't be blah, blah, blah. And I tell them, like, I didn't put hands on her because I didn't try to take my stuff back because I didn't want to go to jail. The cop told me, he was like, that's not how it works in Gwinnett no more. Whoever is the aggressor is going to jail. Okay. So I feel like some parts of society are bringing the accountability back to the center, right? But yeah, that Meg and Tory thing is so crazy. So what's your girlfriend think about Meg and Tory?
Yeah, so initially that's the argument we had. I basically explained to her, I was like, you were so quick to say, oh, I'm not listening to Tory music no more. I don't know what happened, and I was just like, just think about it, bro. Like, any man that is messing with your best friend or vice versa, you're going to be upset. And do you really, really believe we've had all these rappers in the past? And yes, some of these rappers are on drugs, they're on maybe depressed and stuff, but have you ever heard a case where somebody's shooting at your feet, like a man shooting at a woman? I don't know. Yeah. But yeah.
Left Eye burnt down somebody's house and they praise her. You know, shout out Left Eye.
See.
So is she gonna stop listening to Meg?
No, honestly, she never really listened to Meg, but she just basically try to use that card, which I'm saying social media likes to provoke that, and it is true, but on the degree during that moment is woman empowerment and all that stuff, but they like to provoke that black women are the worst treated, black women are this and that and stuff like that. But what about in a situation where what Megan said wasn't true? How does that get handled? Yeah. So,
what do you think will happen if it comes out that she?
Well, it's gonna come out and nothing's gonna happen. No one's gonna sit here and say, you know what's interesting about this? What people don't pay attention to is the industry. All right. Mm-hmm. The industry clearly blackballed Tory Lanez
for sure.
But what started happening after that? The industry is gonna know the truth. People like Drake was hanging out with Tory Lanez after. People like the Baby. Now you have to remember the industry, like the music industry, they invest a lot of money in people like Drake or the Baby. So they're not gonna put them in a weird position. So the point I'm making is the industry already knew the truth. Because what makes you think they would have had Drake hanging out with Tory Lanez if he really shot her? You got to protect your image.
Do you think they gave Meg all this, like, these awards and all of these things to get as much money before the truth comes out?
Bro, listen. You don't even want to go in depth about that. But basically, that was the whole purpose. Megan is looked at, according to the music industry, Megan's looked at as an asset. Clearly, she's having label issues, not able to drop her music. And then she had that situation. Her value's been decreasing. You give her all these awards so her value can increase, and you get rid of her. All I'm going to say is if you're watching this now, 2-3 years down the line, pay attention to Megan's career. That's all I'm going to say.
You know what I'm saying? But listen, lit podcast, we done got through. And I that's why I like the setup of this podcast is because we talk about something that you gave people knowledge on bots. You know what I'm saying? We talked about crypto, the dance battles. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
cultures.
Then we can come to the end and be like, you know what? This is what's going on. Because I feel like most people's podcast is just this the whole time. Yeah. Screaming at each other. Yeah. No real progress. And you know what's crazy?
What's up, man?
All the black women, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all all over my IG feed.
We love y'all.
All the black women I've talked to, when I sit here and talk to them, none of them have the ideology that I see on the internet. None. Yeah. And most of them, bro, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I could just look in her face. She's living the life of the internet memes, but she hates herself. Yeah. Like, I could see it in her eyes while she's telling me these stories. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, you know, like, you could just get around good people, bro, and you don't have to live like that.
Hey, like, that's like, and I know we were probably on a time crunch, but that's like my take on, I had this other conversation with my girl, and I was saying, why doesn't a stripper want to be a stripper forever?
I mean, because your body ends up, you know what I'm saying, not
deteriorating. Yeah. But no woman really wants to strip for, like, no matter how much they. The point I was basically saying is that most. I gotta be careful how I say it, but
nobody wants to. Well, not nobody, because there's some people they enjoy it. Yeah. But the average person appreciates a certain level of boundary. And sometimes when you go into those type of industries, you cross a boundary that you don't necessarily want to live with forever. I guess that's the.
And just like you were saying, you was able to look in her eyes. You speak to certain women that all over social media. Yeah, OnlyFans this, stripping that. You sitting them down while they're laying down in their bed, while the baby's asleep, and the lights are off, and they got little tears in their eyes, and you ask them like, "Yo, really? I really don't want to do this, but it's the fastest way." And that's the point I'm making is, like you said, and that's why I try and remove myself from social media, bro. Because there's a lot of people living fake lives.
But you know the catch-22 of it though is when they do that, you probably will be an amazing person. But because you've gotten so deep into this lifestyle,
exactly,
when you get around somebody who is worth giving this all up for, we can see the desperation in you.
Yeah. See, now you potted. Now you potted. My boy is potted, man.
And it's crazy. Like, there have been points I've been in rooms with people, I'm like, I have to stay as far away from you as possible.
You're so broken.
Like, we'll sit and talk. They'll hear about like my relationships and stuff like that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Or like general conversation. And the light hit, the twinkle in their eye come out.
Yeah.
And if there's any liquor involved, you just start turning. Listen, calm down. Because it's desperation at the end of the day. Yeah. Like, this is my way out. And people can see it. So for everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Try not to go down that path. If you don't think it's for you, just be yourself. Like your brother dances. And now he's making bread dancing. Just do what you love to do. Until you get to a point that you can make a living off of it. You can do it's okay to not be rich until you're 35. Correct. It's okay to not be rich till you're 40.
And why rush, guys? Why rush? Why are we rushing, man?
I think because people see other people and it's a jealousy thing. Just stay on your own track.
See? And that's what I said about social media. Because I'm not going to lie to you. People like you, like when you said you made X amount of dollars on Doge, when I'm looking and I'm like, I didn't get into this, and this man just made 100K, or this man made 50K, and I'm struggling to sell 30, 40 pairs of shoes this month, it could play on your mental. Yeah. But that's why I try to tell. Bro, what people fail to realize was social media was never created for a good reason. It was never created for a good reason. If it was created for a good reason, we will all be true on social media. But guess what? You don't see the same Instagram woman that just posted the Rolls Royce. You're not seeing her post the bed with no mattress. You're not seeing her post
the fridge with no groceries.
Food, just the mayonnaise and bread.
Bro, I be seeing people, nice apartment, you know what I'm saying? Downtown apartment. All they got is the bed, and one couch, and a full length mirror. That's it.
They don't even have the like banister to set up the Xbox. The Xbox is on the floor. Why is the PS5 on the floor?
Listen, I seen somebody who just bought a Porsche truck. Her TV was on, you know, the little basins that they say don't put your kids in? Yeah. It was turned upside down with the TV. Like, bro, I can't make this up, bro.
Yeah, no, it's real. And that's all driven by social media, because you're thinking like, yeah, I could post this, they're gonna like this, but no, bro, because when you turn that phone off and you lay in your bed and you realize, oh, why my bed is uncomfortable because you don't have a bed spring and stuff like that. Yeah, that's why, bro.
You got a little $100 mattress off Amazon,
but $30,000 push or $50,000, like, come on.
Yeah, it's insane, bro. Social media is a crazy thing. I like it because it lets me know that too, but it lets me know what people actually think. Because, like, my problem is the first time I realized that people don't think like me is, I remember the first thing I was taught in kindergarten was the golden rule. Treat everybody like you want to be treated. Yeah. So that's how I lived my life. Mm-hmm. Somewhere around high school, I was like, wow, y'all really be trying to, like, fuck people over.
100%.
That's crazy. Why? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then I kept growing. And then, like, when COVID hit and I started to hear people's takes on science, I'm like, did y'all not? I took for granted my education 100%. Because now I'm looking and I'm like, they didn't teach y'all nothing in school.
Nah. Not in it.
So, yeah. But how did COVID affect your business? We'll end on this topic.
I'm not even going to lie to you, bro. Like, certain people got stimulus checks. Certain people did whatever scams they did. So,
There was PPP loaned up. They was buying all the sneaks.
COVID was great. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you. COVID's been great. But prayers too to people that did get affected majorly. Yeah, it was great for me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I feel it, bro. My super chats were going crazy on YouTube when them stimmies hit.
Yeah.
People was out here blowing a bag.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? Very dope podcast. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to do a check-in, you know what I'm saying, 6, 7, 8 months from now. We're going to see what that crypto portfolio busting for.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all head over to his links. I will link everything down below. He going to follow you back. He's not one of them guys, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? As long as y'all stay true to the price he offered. You know what I'm saying? But until next time, peace.
Yeah, peace, yo.